Hello, you guys. Welcome back. I hope you all are having a great day. I am definitely in the Christmas spirit right now. I got this shirt the other day at Walmart and I love it. It's like super soft. It's like $6. So, not sponsored. I just thought it was really cute. They have some really cute, ugly Christmas sweaters. I don't think any of those sweaters are ugly. I would wear any of them. They're super cute. Anyways, are you guys tired of Christmas DIYs yet? I thought I was done with Christmas DIYs, but I found some other ones that I wanted to try, and I'm actually really happy with how a lot of these turned out. All right, guys, let's get into these DIYs. All right, for this first one, I'm going to be using these 3 little mason jars from Dollar Tree, and I know I had some, but I think I painted them into watermelon, so I could definitely not reuse these, but luckily you can find these pretty much all year round at Dollar Tree. This project, you're just going to need some Mod Podge and some fake snow. This fake snow is actually from Dollar Tree. I love that they sell it this year. So I'm just going to take the Mod Podge and sponge it onto each of the mason jars and spread it all out evenly and then sprinkle it with the faux snow, and you're going to repeat that for all 3 of them. And once it dried, I did have to go back in and fill in a few spots that kind of looked a little sparse. So once that's all done, I'm taking some twine, and this is also from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to wrap it around a few times and then tie it in a little bow. And then I found this, it's like a little candle holder, and it has the perfect amount of little greens that I need for this project. So I'm going to cut off one of these pieces and then one of the berry pieces for each mason jar and then glue those on. Now I have this little tray that I made out of the Jenga blocks. I made this years ago and it's got the buffalo plaid on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and reuse this, and I had some of the Spanish moss left in there from my last little centerpiece, so I'm just going to kind of put that in there, and then I added some little tea lights in here, and that is it for this one. I think it was so simple and I just love how it looks. It just looks so classy and high-end. For this next one, I'm taking 2 of those tall candles from Dollar Tree in the red, and I'm just taking some painter's tape and I'm going to wrap the tape around it, and then I'm going to spray paint it white. We are trying to make little candy cane candles. So once they were dry, I peeled off the tape and I was not happy with the color. They were, I don't know why, but the white it kind of just turned out pink. So I'm actually going to go in with some white acrylic paint and just touch it up a little bit because I just wasn't really happy with the color that the spray paint did. So if I had to do this again, I would not even use spray paint. I would just use my white acrylic paint. So you might want to just do that and totally skip the spray paint. Now I found these cute little candle holders from Dollar Tree. They're so cool because they hold candles like this, and then if you flip them the other way, they actually hold tea lights. So I thought these were super cool. I'd never seen these before. So what I'm taking now is just some of the greens from that same little candle thing that I used for the mason jars, and I'm just taking the same 2 pieces for each one, and I'm just going to glue those right on there. And then I have these little ribbons from, I think I picked them up at Joann Fabrics last year after Christmas, and they were super duper cheap. So I'm just going to take these little bows and glue these on as well. I did take a couple of those little pearl beads and I stuck those on the center of the bow too. I thought those gave it a little added touch. Next, we are making a spoon Christmas tree. These are so adorable. I saw these on Pinterest, and they're actually a dupe for a Pottery Barn Christmas tree, and this is genius. I will link down in the description box the website that I got this idea from. Hers looked so cute. I'm using a little bit different spray paint technique and whatnot, but these are so cute. So I'm just taking 2 of the packages from Dollar Tree. I didn't end up using all of them. But you're going to need, I wanted to make sure I had enough. So you're going to go ahead and just cut them off. And then I went ahead and spray painted them with my dark gray matte spray paint. And while those are drying, I'm taking some poster board. It doesn't matter the size. It doesn't matter if you guys saw my twine Christmas tree. I kind of made it the same exact way. So I'm just cutting a piece of the poster board. It doesn't have to be a nice piece. This piece is kind of crinkled up. I just found it in my craft room. So I'm just folding this into the shape of a Christmas tree, and then you're going to go ahead and glue it, and then cut off the excess on the side, and then cut off the bottom so it's completely level so it will sit up on its own. And then once those were dry, I brought them in, and it doesn't matter if the bottom, I didn't spray paint the bottom. I just did the top, but I will show you what we're going to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and start gluing these on, I just started at the bottom and worked my way up. So it was a little bit time consuming because you wanted to wait for the glue to dry to make sure that they were stuck on there, but it didn't take too long. So once you get all of those on, I'm actually going to take it outside and spray paint it the underside with the same gray spray paint. And then we're going to bring it in and do my galvanizing method. I haven't done that in a long time, so what I'm going to do is take this platinum acrylic paint and I'm going to sponge it on. But after I started to do that, I noticed that it was a little tricky to use the sponge because of the shape. So I did end up just getting a regular paintbrush and kind of like dabbed on the platinum acrylic paint. It doesn't need to be neat or anything because you just kind of want it to be a little uneven. So when it dries, it actually looks like galvanized metal. So next I'm taking one of these little stars, they're little ornaments that I found from Dollar Tree, and I'm cutting off the bell and I'm cutting off the little top part, and we're just going to glue that on the top of the tree. And I think this one turned out so cute. You could also add a little rust to it if you want to make it look a little more rustic, but I just love this one. Okay, for this one, I'm taking a small little wreath, and these are the little dusters from Dollar Tree. These are going to come in so handy. So what I did was I ripped them open so that they're all one piece, and I'm going to cut each one into 4 little pieces, and we're going to glue it onto the little wreath wire thing. I don't know where I got that little wreath from. I don't remember. I think Dollar Tree has those little ones, right? I only really remember getting the big ones from there, but I'm almost positive this one's from Dollar Tree. So once you get those cut, you're just going to go ahead and start gluing them on. Next, I'm taking another one of those little ribbons and I'm going to cut off that little part, and then I'm just going to go ahead and glue it on there. And then I'm also going to take some more of those pearls and I'm going to add one to the center of the bow, and then I'm just going to add them going around the wreath as well. I'm going to take some more twine and just take a little piece, probably like 8 to 10 inches, and then tie it on the top of the wreath, and this is how we're going to hang it. I'm taking these cute little mini Christmas trees. I want to say these are from Joann's as well. I picked these up last year after Christmas. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue these on the wreath. And I did glue them to each other too, just so that I knew they weren't going to move. But once you get it hung up or in place wherever you're going to put it, the trees won't fall over. If you hold it up and not lean it against anything, they might kind of move a little bit. But once it's up against a wall, they're not going to go anywhere. Right, next we are going to make some more of those little light up presents. If you guys saw my porch decor video a couple weeks ago, then you've already seen this, but my mom wanted a couple of these. So I figured why not put them in the video just because maybe some of you hadn't seen them yet. So I'm taking these are the 12-inch dowels from Dollar Tree, and I'm cutting them down to be about 10 and maybe 9 inches, 8 or 9 inches, and because I need 12 of them. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the pieces that I cut up and I'm making them into the same size as the other ones so that I have 12 total. So what you're going to do is make 2 squares, glue those 2 squares together, and then you are going to attach them to make a big cube, and then we are going to wrap them with a Dollar Tree runner in a few minutes. You can tell my cube is not completely symmetrical, and that's okay because once you cover it with the fabric, you're not even going to be able to tell, so it's okay. So now I'm taking this little runner from Dollar Tree, and since the cube is smaller, I'm just going to kind of go to the edge and glue it on there, and you're just going to kind of glue it at the bottom and then wrap it. And then once we get it all wrapped, we can go ahead and cut off the excess. Hey guys, it's Editing Wendy here, and I don't know what happened to the footage of me finishing the presents. It's gone. I can't find it. So what I did was I ended up covering up the other side with the fabric, and I left the bottom open so that you could put lights up in there. If you guys did not see my video where I made these for my porch, I will link that video in the description box. It kind of shows more in detail how I actually did it. And then I ended up using these 2 ribbons from Dollar Tree to make a little bow. And I cannot believe I can't find this footage. I have no idea what happened to it. Could have sworn I hit record. Anywho, I apologize for that, and let me know if you guys have any questions. For this one, we are taking another one of these little Dollar Tree signs, and we are going to paint the back of it. So I'm just using this red chalk paint I picked up from Hobby Lobby the other day. I'm actually obsessed with this stuff. I haven't really worked with chalk paint very much, and I have to say I'm a fan. So I did use about 2 coats on here, so I'm just going to completely cover this with the red paint. Next, I'm taking the stencils that I'm going to be using. These stencils are from Hobby Lobby. What I'm doing is it's going to say ho ho ho, so there's going to be kind of 3 rows of the wording. So, but I want to put a belt in there because it's going to be a little Santa belt. So right now I wanted to measure out and make sure that the belt was going to be high enough so that the stencil letter was not going to be scrunched or anything. I just wanted to make sure that it would fit. So right now I'm just making a line just to see where I'm going to paint the belt, and hindsight, I was like, why the heck didn't I just tape it to begin with? I don't know what I was thinking, but I did go ahead and start painting with just freehand, and then once I got about halfway, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add paint because I was kind of going outside the line a little bit. So I would just recommend using painter's tape in the beginning, so just to skip some of the hassle. Now I'm going to start stenciling. So this did take me some time because the stencil piece was so big and I didn't want to mess anything up. So I went ahead and started with the hoe in the middle, and then once that dried I went ahead and did the H's on the top and the bottom, and then you will see me go back and do all of the O's. Those were a little easier because of the placement. I wasn't going to mess anything up. Now I'm taking a little bit of that same twine and I'm just going to add it through the little holes on there where the ribbon was and just make a little hanger for it. Now that everything is drying, I'm just taking a pencil and I'm drawing a little buckle in there, and what I'm going to do is paint some Mod Podge on there and then sprinkle it with some of my gold glitter to make it a little blingy. So I started to paint it on there and I thought I should do the glitter right away because I felt like the Mod Podge was going to dry kind of fast. So yeah, you just go ahead and paint that on there and then sprinkle with glitter. This last one, I'm taking these plastic plates from Dollar Tree, and it came in a 4-pack, and I just went ahead and spray painted them white. And I'm taking my stencils, these are from Hobby Lobby as well, and we are going to spell out joy. So I'm just taking that same red chalk paint and I'm just going to stencil the letters on each of the plates. Now I'm going to take some of that black acrylic paint and I'm just going to kind of paint some black around the edge of the plate. And what I ended up doing, because I ended up getting some on the front, which I didn't really want in the beginning, but I ended up taking a wipe and just kind of wiped around the entire plate, and I actually really liked how that turned out. It just made it kind of look a little farmhouse and rustic. Next, I'm taking some of my buffalo plaid ribbon and I cut 2 pieces. They were probably about 8 inches a piece, and we are going to attach the little plates with the ribbon. So I'm just going to take my hot glue and attach them, and since these are plastic, they're super duper light and I'm not worried about the glue like coming undone. I've seen these done, I think, with real like glass plates, and I would not recommend that, but since these are plastic, I think they're going to stay in place. So you're just going to go ahead and attach all 3 of the plates. Then now I'm going to take another piece of ribbon and I'm actually going to cut it in half because it's a little bit too thick, and I'm going to end up tying a little bow for the top plate and just glue that right on the top of the J. Then I flipped it over and just added a little bit of twine, and this is how I'm going to hang it. And like I said, it's super light, so I think the twine will hold it just fine. But if it happens to fall, it's plastic, so it will not break. I just cannot decide which one is my favorite. I think this is one of my favorites. Let me know down in the comments which one you guys like the best, and I hope you guys have a great day and a great week, and we'll see you all soon.